Now, 8 years later, he and his family have made the sacrifice again for him to run and serve as president. Donald Trump could be the envy of former presidents. He's a billionaire who could play golf every day at his own golf courses. He can enjoy a magnificent life with his incredible 5 children, his 10 amazing grandchildren, and that extraordinary, elegant, beautiful, brilliant wife. The former and future First Lady, Melania Trump. He does not need to do this, but we need him to do this. How often do we hear, "I want Trump's policies without Trump's personality"? Well, good luck with that. We don't get those policies without that personality. Taking out al-Baghdadi and Soleimani, ending the ISIS caliphate, recalibrating trade deals, restoring sanity, growth, and fairness in our economy, making our southern border more secure and sovereign, supporting school choice, protecting life, respecting workers, backing our blue, our military, and our border patrol. You get that through strength and toughness. Weakness emboldens our adversaries, enables failure, and empowers evil. The answer to weakness is strength. The antidote to division is unity. And the alternative to failure and incompetence, to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, is to send them packing and send Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to the White House. If you know someone who is skeptical about the Republican Party or who is cynical about politics, don't dismiss them. Talk to them. We win through addition, not division. In Donald Trump's Republican Party, everyone is welcome. Yes. We have been called deplorable, irredeemable, mega-MAGA extremists, and worse. But Donald Trump sees you for who you are. You love your God, you love your family, and you love your country. In 2024, there should be no more hidden, undercover Trump voters. It's time to put that flag on your front porch, that red hat on your head, because we don't cave and we don't cower and we do not capitulate. Instead, we get up, we show up, we stand up, and we speak up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your movement. This is your moment. And this is the man I know and the president we need for 4 more years. He picks the toughest fights and wins. He has stood by me, and he will always stand up for you. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
I would describe Joe Biden as an absolutely
Paulina Luna of Florida.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm Congresswoman Luna, and I represent the great people of Florida. The greatness and strength of America are beacons of hope for countless lives around the world. Our strength ensures our safety and security. My husband and I knew this when we joined the Air Force. But we don't preserve peace and stability by policing the world or by involving ourselves in every foreign conflict. We preserve peace by commanding the world's respect, a respect that is earned through unparalleled military strength and firm, decisive leadership. Over the past 4 years, the Biden administration has failed to uphold this standard. They have misused our resources in foreign wars contrary to our national interests, and they have eroded the lethality and fighting culture of our armed forces. The leadership that we need, that respects our military and understands the true cost of war, is only found in Donald Trump. He will make America strong again. He will fight for the American warfighter, the American people, and America's interests. Hawks and globalist elites do not sway President Trump. He knows the cost of military action like I do. My husband was shot in combat by terrorists and continued to deploy in the fight against America's enemies. I know the fear and anguish of waiting for news about a loved one in harm's way and the pain of losing friends in combat. President Trump knows what it means to put your life on the line. Our service members and their families make immense sacrifices, and they deserve a president who respects that sacrifice and who would lay down his own life in defense of this great nation. President Trump has demonstrated he's ready to do just that. It is time that we all rise to his stature. The world needs a strong America, and America needs strong leadership. President Trump will provide it. Regardless of race, gender, color, or creed, I urge you to vote for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance on November 5th. It's time to unite America. Thank you, Milwaukee. God bless the United States. Let's get him in.
It was Christmas Day. We boarded Air Force One in
Honor recipient, David Bellavia.
Thank you. In 2019, President Donald Trump awarded me the Medal of Honor for my service in Fallujah during the Iraq War. Thank you. Today, I speak across the country on behalf of our military services, and I ask parents, I look them right in the eye, like I'm looking at you, and I ask them, will you give America your sons and daughters to serve in the greatest force for good this world has ever seen, the United States military? I tell them what I learned when I was in combat. Your sons and daughters will be loved. They'll be our family. And that bond, that commitment is for a lifetime. Their response? Well, it's changed in the last couple of years. Now they say, what about the 13 heroes we lost at Abbey Gate in Afghanistan? Now they say, what about the desperate civilians falling off the transport airplanes? Now they ask, what about the American citizens we left behind for the enemy? They say to me, under Biden-Harris, we don't believe you. They no longer see their sacrifice as worthwhile, that their service makes us all better off. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? I'll tell you what, we're all going to answer that question in November. Here's something for you. Let's ask it the other way around. Let's ask, are our enemies better off than they were 4 years ago? Iran and its proxies, Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, China, Russia. Well, Iran is richer, Russia is bigger, and China is stronger. And their unchecked aggression proves that the answer is a resounding yes. The Biden-Harris foreign policy undermines American security, and watching their administration lose the gains President Donald Trump made overseas not only destroys our morale, it empowers our enemies abroad. Under their watch, a record number of American embassies have been forced to evacuate, and military recruitment has plunged, and confidence in the armed forces has reached a 20-year low. Under President Donald Trump, our enemies will know that American power is as decisive as it is overwhelming. And if you provoke the United States of America, we will hurt you. And if you threaten citizens of the United States of America, we will hurt you for generations to come, so help me God. Donald Trump is a commander-in-chief that I am confident to tell parents is at the helm. Donald Trump loves America. He too has bled for the nation that he loves. May God bless America. May God bless our Gold Star families. Thank you for what you've given this country. And may God keep President Donald Trump safe and in his hands. May God make America strong. May God make America great again. Join me in voting for Commander-in-Chief Donald J. Trump for President of the United States. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Afghanistan war veteran, Scott Neal.
Thank you. Look at all these great Americans here. Well, good evening, my fellow Americans. My name is Scotty Neal, and I'm a proud United States Army Green Beret veteran. Thank you. And the most important part is I'm a proud veteran entrepreneur. Almost 23 years ago, Al-Qaeda declared war on America September 11th, 2001. Weeks later, Green Berets from the 5th Special Forces Group became the first Americans in uniform to deploy to Afghanistan, and I was one of them. Thank you. Deep in enemy territory, some of us rode on horses. Some of us went further behind the lines to track down the terrorists who killed our fellow Americans. Today they call us the horse soldiers. Thank you. For the next 17 years, we were on the forefront of this country in Iraq, in Africa. Again and again, we deployed for our fellow Americans. Some of us sacrificed our bodies. Some of us sacrificed our lives for the American people. And for me, America was worth it. Thank you. Thank you. Now, after leaving the military, I wanted to live the American dream I had been defending. And I wanted to start a business with my friends that I served with. Today, my company's known as American Freedom Distillery, and we make horse soldier bourbon. We are building our forever home in the great Commonwealth of Kentucky. That's right, where true bourbon comes from, in a little small town called Somerset. Please come visit us. All of our ingredients are made here in the United States of America. We ensure we hire veterans. We want to prove that America remains the land of opportunity for those brave enough to reach out and grab it. But tragically, almost 3 years ago, my fellow veterans and I recoiled at the bloody anarchy of President Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan. We saw weakness and chaos. We saw 13 of our brothers and sisters lose their lives. Most of us veterans who served got phone calls for those courageous Afghanistans that we fought with in the mountains as they were pleading with us not to leave them behind. Throughout our careers, we never had regrets about our service. But this moral injury caused many of us to ask, why did we serve if this was the outcome? But despite this dark chapter, I know America is good. We're still the shiny city on the hill that everybody wants to come to. But we need a president with a record of making our country better and not worse. And that's why I'm voting for Donald Trump. Exactly. He encourages patriotic Americans to celebrate the country they love. He supports anyone brave enough to reach out for the American dream and to fight for it. And he's the only candidate in this race who embodies the American determination and decisiveness. Let's make America strong again. Let's vote for Donald Trump. Thank you. Dio presso liber. God bless America.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Like you, I have spent much of my time the last few days in prayer. And I know that God has put an armor of protection over Donald Trump. We are all reminded that love for our nation and the beauty of life itself transcends all hatred and political divisions. I stand before you tonight more convinced than ever. This is the most important election in our lifetime. This election will decide the fate of our great nation. And that is why we must elect President Donald John Trump. This is not just a choice between Republicans and Democrats. This is a choice between safety or chaos, wealth or poverty, national sovereignty or open borders. This election is a choice between Joe Biden's vision for American weakness and Donald Trump's vision of American greatness. Donald Trump will once again make our country strong, safe, and prosperous. He will make America feared by our adversaries and respected by our friends. And most importantly, he will always put America first. After 4 years of Joe Biden's disastrous America Last agenda, our country is more dangerous, vulnerable, and impoverished than anyone had thought possible. President Trump handed Biden a booming economy and a strong nation. All Joe had to do was leave it alone and take a nap. But Joe just couldn't help himself. Joe Biden cannot lead America. He cannot even lead himself off a stage. Now Americans are drowning in inflation. Insanity spreads like a cancer in our schools. We are closer to World War III than any time in my life. And we are facing an unprecedented invasion of millions of illegal aliens across our southern border. Rioters and looters go free, while Biden and the Democrats persecute American heroes like Donald Trump. Tens of millions of Americans are made to feel like enemies in our own country. An enemy for wanting to defend our border, for not wanting our children indoctrinated in school, for not wanting to erase our history, for praying to our God, saying what we think, and fighting for what we believe. It is no wonder that the heroes who stormed the beaches of Normandy and faced down communism sadly say they don't recognize our country anymore. This is not an accident. The powerful elites in the swamp will say anything to crush and destroy the America First movement. But we will never give up, and neither will Donald J. Trump. I know I speak for patriots everywhere when I say we are fed up. We are outraged about sex trafficking and drug trafficking across our southern border. We are fed up with the forever wars. We are done being told by the radical left to sit down, shut up, and obey. The Democrat vision for America is governed by fear, hatred, and political oppression. Our vision is defined by a love of our country, love for our fellow citizens, and our love of freedom. In our vision, we will secure the southern border and deport the violent criminal aliens once and for all. In our vision, America will combat foreign aggressors and ensure our service members are protected, not abandoned, as they carry out their dangerous missions abroad. Because we know we can only have peace through strength. We will restore an era of national pride, where freedom of speech is respected and cancel culture is ended. Where high school girls only compete with other girls, not biological men. Where struggling cities never put criminal illegal aliens above our heroic veterans and brave law enforcement. Where our streets are not ruled by gangs and rioters, but governed by law and order. Where students are freed from failing schools and corrupt teachers' unions through universal school choice. Where our most sacred institutions are not weaponized against political opponents, but are fair, equal, and just. And where we teach our children to love our country, learn our history, and respect our American flag. I believe in America. I believe in our freedom and liberty. And I believe in Donald John Trump. And I want Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and all of the radical Democrats to know this. We will not be bullied into obedience. We will not cower in silence. We will fight for America because we love America. I stand before you as a working mother, a former prosecutor, a Catholic, and a proud Latina. I know personally what every American has now seen with their own eyes. I know the measure of the man that stands before us. Donald Trump will never stop fighting for you. So join me in voting for Donald J. Trump for president again. Victory is in our sights. America's future is in our hands. America's destiny is in our control. And America's prosperity is in our hearts and souls. America, this is your moment. Will you stand for President Trump? Rise up, Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of liberty and freedom and the American dream, this is our last chance to make America great again. God bless you. God bless President Trump, and may God bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Congressman Michael Waltz of Florida.
I am so honored. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Patriots. I am so honored to stand before you as a 27-year Army veteran and the first Green Beret ever elected to Congress. And I'm joined tonight by my beautiful wife, Julia, who, oh, by the way, has more combat tours than I do. Look, folks, we have deployed all over the Middle East, all over Africa, all over Afghanistan, and I have never in my lifetime seen the world falling apart like it is under Joe Biden. And that's because under President Trump, we had a president who defeated ISIS, broke Iran, stood with Israel, always stood with our allies, made China pay. You didn't see any spy balloons under President Trump, did you? He deterred Russia. You know what he told Putin? You try anything, and I'll take the tops off the Kremlin. And he didn't dare, did he? He did under Obama, he did under Biden, but not under Donald J. Trump. He diffused North Korea. And importantly, he got our hostages home and didn't pay billions of dollars to get our Americans back. And here's my favorite part about Donald Trump, the commander-in-chief. He sat across the table from the bureaucrats and the generals and said, if you don't give our troops what they need, you know what he told the generals? You're fired. You're out of here. We're cleaning house. Everything takes too long, costs twice as much, and delivers half of what our troops need. And what do we have today? What do we have today with President Biden? What's he focused on? He's focused on pronouns. He's focused on renaming bases. He's focused on DEI. And here's my favorite. He's focused on building electric tanks. Has anybody seen any charging stations in the Middle East for the Biden's electric tanks? And here's what I can tell you straight up in combat. Our enemy's bullets, listen to me folks, our enemy's bullets could give a damn about black, white, or brown, or about religion, or about gender, or about anything else. The only colors that matter in the foxhole are the red, white, and blue, baby. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing our military should care about. And that's the only thing our fellow soldiers care about. And that's the only thing President Trump cares about. Now, I want to tell you a story about the man, the leader, the commander-in-chief, that is Donald J. Trump. We all remember Biden's disgraceful withdrawal from Afghanistan, the debacle and the stain on our national conscience that was. The 13 Gold Star families have to relive it every day, the ones that lost their sons and daughters that disgraceful day. Biden won't even take their calls. He calls it an outstanding success. He won't even take a meeting with them. Well, I called President Trump We talked about it, and he said, Michael, I would love to meet them. Get them up here. Get them up here to Bedminster. He was scheduled, folks, hear me on this. He was scheduled to spend an hour with them. You know how long he spent? He spent 6 hours with them. He met each one. He listened. He cared. One of the moms kind of leaned over to me and she said, do you think he'll sign a picture of my son? I said, oh, hell yeah, he will. Please ask. He would be happy to. And he spent hours more. And if that wasn't enough, he then has them up to dinner. And at the start of the dinner, he promised them this. When he gets back in the White House, he will release all the tapes, all the videos, all the records, all the emails, and give these families the accountability and the transparency that they deserve and that they will never get from Joe Biden. And then God bless this man. This is why I love this man so much. He had them laughing. He had these moms that have been through so much crying. He had them, I love this, we saw DJ Trump in action playing Sinatra, playing Phantom of the Opera. He had these moms dancing with their husbands. 2 of them came up to me afterwards and said, this was the best thing that had happened to them since they had lost their sons. That night with President Trump. Mr. President, you helped them heal. And I will forever, and they will be forever, and America will forever be grateful to you for that. Patriots, that's the Donald Trump that I've come to know. That's the Donald Trump and the commander-in-chief we all know. That's the Donald Trump the media never wants you to see. That is the Donald Trump we must have as commander-in-chief back in the White House this November. We need it, the country needs it, the world needs it, because we will once again have peace through America's strength. God bless you. I salute you. Let's go fight, 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 and let's win.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give your solemn attention to the following video presentation honoring our nation's Gold Star families. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the Gold Star families of our fallen heroes.
Hello, America. I'm Christy Shamblin. My daughter-in-law, Sergeant Nicole Leanne G. Was a United States Marine, and she was killed at Abbey Gate in Afghanistan, alongside 12 of her brothers and sister-in-arms. While Joe Biden has refused to recognize their sacrifice, Donald Trump spent 6 hours in Bedminster with us. He allowed us to grieve. He allowed us to remember our heroes. Donald Trump knew all of our children's names. He knew their stories, and he spoke to us in a way that made us feel understood, like he knew our kids. Donald Trump carried the weight for a few hours with me. Yeah. And for the first time since Nicole's death, I felt I wasn't alone in my grief. Thank you. I had expected to meet an arrogant politician. Instead, I met a man who had empathy for us. He was compassionate, and he spent time with us because he knew it would make us feel better. Thank you, President Trump.
I'm Cheryl Jules, Nicole's aunt. Joe Biden said the withdrawal from Afghanistan was an extraordinary success. An extraordinary success. Look at our faces. Look at our pain and our heartbreak. And look at our rage. That was not an extraordinary success. The humiliation of our nation was not an extraordinary success. Joe Biden may have forgotten that our children died, but we have not forgotten. Donald Trump has not forgotten. Joe Biden owes the men and women that served in Afghanistan a debt of gratitude and an apology. Donald Trump loves this country and will never forget the sacrifice and bravery of our service members. Join us in putting him back in the White House.
I'm Alicia Lopez, and this is my husband, Herman. Our son, Corporal Hunter Lopez, whose name Joe Biden has refused to say out loud, was killed on August 26, 2021. He died during Joe Biden's disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan. Hunter was 22 years old and planned to come home to California after his tour to follow in our footsteps. Herman and I work for the Riverside County Sheriff's Office. And our family has a tradition of service in law enforcement. Hunter was excited to carry it on. Instead, in the nearly 3 years since Hunter's been gone, there has been silence. Silence from that empty space at the dinner table, where Hunter would have joined his brothers and sister and us for family gatherings. And there has been a deafening silence from the Biden and Harris administration. Despite our pleas for answers and accountability, they have pushed us away and tried to silence us. The Biden administration has not owned up to the bad decisions. They have not been transparent about their failures. And their so-called leaders work to protect themselves rather than our sons and daughters who took the oath to defend our country.
Thank you. When Hunter and the other service members' bodies were returned to the U.S. in Dover, Delaware, Joe Biden met the plane. But he made the occasion more about his son, lost to cancer, than our sons and daughters, lost on his watch. Worse than that, he has never said their names out loud. And during last month's debate, he claimed no service members have died during his administration. None. That hurt us all deeply. So Alicia and I are here to say the names of all 13 service members who lost their lives at Abbey Gate. David Espinoza. Nicole G. Taylor Hoover. Ryan C. Knaus. Riley McCollum. Dylan Marola. Kareem Nakui. Dagan Page. Johanny Pichardo. Humberto Sanchez. Jared Schmitz. Maxton Sobiak, and my son, Hunter Lopez. Joe Biden has to go. He failed the American people. He failed the Afghan people and our military service members. He failed our family, and he failed Hunter. Donald Trump has a proven record of keeping the peace and honoring those in uniform. All of us on this stage recognize the efforts of Mr. Trump. We know this firsthand. We've experienced it. Whenever we've met with him, he has demonstrated compassion. He has joined us on our mission for answers, and he has given hope to our extended Gold Star family.
Now, we have another son serving in the Army. And we do not trust Joe Biden with his life. We have faith that Donald Trump to lead our military. Please join us in supporting Donald Trump for President and Commander-in-Chief.
While campuses struggle to get control of their students, at UNC Chapel Hill, they are bringing order back. Students restoring the American flag and singing the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And we did not let it fall. It was all about respect, not just for the cloth, but for everything that the flag stands for. Too many people have sacrificed everything for it. The least we can do was keep it flying. And tonight, we are proud to honor our flag again.
Secure our elections. We're going to go to paper ballots. We're going to have same-day voting, voter ID. We're going to do it properly. We're going to have good, secure, beautiful elections. We never want what happened in 2020 to happen again. But until then, Republicans must win, and we must use every appropriate tool available to beat the Democrats. They are destroying our country. Whether you vote early, absentee, by mail, or in person, we are going to protect the vote. That's the most important thing we have to do, is protect the vote. Keep your eyes open, because these people want to cheat, and they do cheat, and frankly, it's the only thing they do well. We will make sure your ballot is secure and your voice is heard. Many Republicans like to vote on Election Day, and we must swamp the radical Democrats with massive turnout on Tuesday, November 5th. The way you win is to swamp them. If we swamp them, they can't cheat. It just doesn't work out. But if you can't make it, you need to make a plan, register, and vote any way possible. We got to get your vote. So with your vote, we will win a victory the likes of which no one has ever seen before. We will evict crooked Joe Biden from the White House, and we will take back our country on November 5th, 2024, the most important day in the history of our country. That's what it's going to go down as. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome recent Harvard University graduate, Shabbos Kestenbaum.
My name is Shabbos Kestenbaum. I am a proud first-generation American. I am a proud Orthodox Jew. And as of 5 months ago, I am the proud plaintiff suing Harvard University for its failure to combat anti-Semitism. I came to Harvard to study religion, the foundation of Western civilization. What I found was not theology, but a contempt for it. My problem with Harvard is not its liberalism, but its illiberalism. Too often, students at Harvard are taught not how to think, but what to think. I found myself immersed in a culture that is anti-Western, that is anti-American, and that is anti-Semitic. After October 7th, the world finally saw what I and so many Jewish students across this country experienced almost every day. When I planted 1,200 Israeli and American flags on campus, they were all vandalized within 24 hours. I was harassed by my peers merely for being a Jew and have received countless death threats online. Students and professors have openly called for new Hamas-style attacks against the United States. And perhaps most damning, when Hamas terrorists butchered 45 American citizens on October 7th, when they took 12 Americans hostage, Harvard refused to immediately and unequivocally condemn this atrocity. My fellow Americans, the anti-Semitic bigotry, unfortunately, extends far beyond the universities. Although I once voted for Bernie Sanders, I now recognize that the far left has not only abandoned the Jewish people, but the American people. The Democratic Party, the party I registered to vote for the day I turned 18, has become ideologically poisoned. And it is this poison, it is this corruption that is infecting far too many young American students. Let's be clear. The far left's anti-Semitic extremism has no virtue, and the radicalism on our campuses and on our streets has no moral legitimacy. Sadly, the far left-wing tide of anti-Semitism is rising. But tonight we fight back. I am proud to support President Trump's policies to expel foreign students who violate our laws, harass our Jewish classmates, and desecrate our freedoms. elect a president who will instill patriotism in our school once again. Let's elect a president who will confront terrorism and its supporters once again. Let's elect a president who recognizes that although Harvard and the Ivy Leagues have long abandoned the United States of America, the Jewish people never will, because Jewish values are American values, and American values are Jewish values. God bless the United States. God bless the land of Israel. God bless, protect, and return the American hostages in Gaza now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the parents of an American hostage held in Gaza, Orna and Ronan Nutra.
Our son, Omer, is an American citizen. For 285 long days and nights, Hamas terrorists have been holding Omer imprisoned in tunnels underneath Gaza. Omer, which is a biblical name and means in Hebrew the first crop, is our firstborn. He was born in New York City 1 month after 9/11. 8 months pregnant, I walked across the Queensboro Bridge towards home that day. And here we are, 23 years later, and he's the victim of another vile terrorist attack. Let me tell you a little bit about my son. He's a connector. He's an extremely social person. He loves sports. In high school, he was captain of the soccer ball, volleyball, and basketball teams. He's a natural leader. And he cares deeply about others and about helping them grow. He turned 22 on October 14, 2023. And instead of celebrating with us and with his friends, he spent his birthday as a hostage of Hamas terrorists. Imagine, over 9 months, not knowing whether your son is alive, waking up every morning, praying that he too is still waking up every morning, that he is strong and is surviving. I recite Psalm 23 in his merit every single day.